Right, so I'm going to try and install this air conditioning system. In fact, it's a heat pump. It's a bi-directional system that can heat up the room as well as cool it down. That's the theory anyway. It's the Panasonic CS-FZ25WKE. It's a split system. So there's an outdoor unit, which is this, together with an indoor unit, which is this, and which goes around the other way and just sits on the wall. So yes, the two units came together from eBay, but in practice you also need some interconnecting hoses. So I got a set of those separately. So there's the two hoses, one different diameter to the other, which interconnects the indoor unit from the outdoor unit, connect onto here. Then there's a cable as well, which also came with the interconnect kit. So again, that connects the indoor to the outdoor unit. Mains power just goes to the indoor unit, and then it's a daisy chains through to 3 wires on this one plus the earth. So that's okay. Also came with some tape to tape up the hoses when they're in situ. I've also got hold of some of this sealant, Nylog, NYLOG blue, which is some kind of special sealant, specially suited to air conditioning systems apparently, and also some silicon sealant of a particular type, which is supposed to be compatible with the fittings on the instructions, the Panasonic instructions. They advise using this particular type of sealant just to protect the threads once it's outside, just it seals the brass essentially. It doesn't actually get into the threads, it just seals the interface between the nut and the union. Also, I've got some rubber buffers. These are exhaust mounts, just simple ones. I guess 8mm threads. So I'll use that to just rubber mount the outdoor unit, try and keep the noise down a bit. So once this is in situ and the pipework's connected, the way things work is that you have to evacuate the pipework between here and the indoor unit, and you need a vacuum pump to do that, which I've got. And I've also got a set of these gauges so I can check the vacuum level. Once you've got it fully evacuated and they've proven that there are no leaks by letting it stand for a while, you can then release the freon, well, it's not freon, but the refrigerant that's actually already contained in here already, and that will then flood into the indoor unit, and the whole system is set up ready to run. So that's the way it works. I just need to get it all connected up and installed in situ. Okay, this cable that came with the internet kit is clearly armoured, or at least it's got a wire braid on it and 4 conductors. So this is the condensate drain hose, and these should be, yes, the 2 refrigerant lines in and out. So just bend that up, and all this lot should fit through the 70mm hole. I think these orange things are props. So once it's on the wall and hanging from the bracket on this pickups here, you can click these, or click this one out, and it just holds the unit up for sort of maintenance and so on. Anyway, let's try it on the wall. So underneath this front cover, I've already undone the screw. There's the electrical connections and a cable clamp. The cable comes in through here, which comes out the back next to the pipework. So That's pretty straightforward. So the pipes come through the wall from the indoor unit, and I've bent them around so they come down the wall vertically. I just used an ordinary pipe bender to bend them through 90 degrees. So that comes down zip tied together, just lightly zip tied down here. Don't want to crimp it up and compress the insulation too much. Not sure what I'm going to do with this yet, whether I'll just wrap it in some kind of tape, which seems to be one way people do it, or maybe put it inside some kind of tube. Anyway, that's going to come across here. And meanwhile, the outdoor unit is here, just ready to work out how to mount it on these rubber exhaust mounts. I've also bought this stainless steel mount, which will screw onto the wall. So the plan is that this will fit down here and just keep the thing off the ground. These are the two horizontal members which bolt onto the machine itself. So I'll do that now with the exhaust mounts, and I've got a motorcycle lift down there I'm just going to use to lift the whole thing up and get it on the right height on the wall, work out where the brackets need to be drilled and fitted. Okay, so that's the bottom rails of the bracket mounted with the exhaust buffers. So that's about the right height, I think, using the say motorcycle jack. I can bend the hoses round to fit on the connectors there. So I'll just attach these brackets to the wall and we should be good to go. Right, so bracket attached. Can get rid of the jack now. Okay, so this pipe is pretty close to where it should be. Let's get it lined up so the thread just slips on. That's good. Stick some this nylog blue on it. It isn't blue, which is curious, but still. There we go. Doesn't take much, I don't suppose. Just a bit around the cone and also on the thread because it claims to seal threads as well. Right, so nylog applied. That looks pretty well aligned to me. Oops. There we go. Of course, I don't have the right open-ended torque wrench, so I'm just going to have to use common sense, I think. Feels about right to me. The same with the other one. Yeah, that's pretty tight. Okay, so they recommend some silicone sealant on these threads to stop it corroding and around the copper end as well. So the last thing is to evacuate it and let the refrigerant out. And there's two caps just cover the valves in here, high pressure side and the low pressure side. This is the service port. So I can connect this gauge gadget onto the service port. It's got a rubber ring in there. So there's two shrouder valves in there. I wonder if I need both of them. I'll try it with one first. Ah, no, I do need both. That's obviously an adapter from one side to the other. Okay. Stick that one on first. Right. So, vacuum pump next. Okay, so this is a two-stage vacuum pump, which I think you need to get the level of vacuum that is specified for these systems. The single stage hasn't got the grunt to do it. So this should fit straight on. Just these are both shut. See how we go. Okay, essentially pulling vacuum now. I'll leave that to run for about 15 minutes, maybe a bit longer. See how low it gets. Just to the, so it's like a needle's width above the minus 30. See what it does in 15 minutes. So this has been running for about 15 minutes now, or about 20 minutes actually, and we're down as low as we're going to get, I think. The needle is just touching the minus 30 psi mark. So I'll turn this off. And turn off the pump. We'll see if that stays where it is, or whether there's a leak somewhere. Right, let's give it another 15-20 minutes and see if it's holding the pressure, or holding the vacuum rather. Right, so it's been 25 minutes now, and yeah, it's still exactly where it was. So that's good. Okay, that's fully open. Let's open this one as well. Okay, so both of those are fully open. Let's take this off. Let's refit these caps with a bit of the Nylog sealant again. Right, so I'll give it a try before I put the cover on. So this unit comes with a remote control. There is, I think, a Wi-Fi adapter available. I've seen a connector for it on the unit, but I haven't got that option. I don't think we need it. Right, okay, looking good. It's asking for the time of day. I'll just set this up. So the mains isolator over here. Let's turn that on, see what happens. This little vent has just gone through a cycle. So that sounds promising. I don't actually know where the infrared sensor is. It obviously is infrared because there's a infrared LED on here. Let's try on off. Oh, I can hear noises outside. Oh yes, there you go. Gentle breeze in my face. You can hear this unit winding up. And if you can see the fan, it's definitely doing something. Right, well, all seems well. Quite pleased. It's since it's got a timer function and sleep timer as well. So yeah, very pleased. See how it works out in the warmer weather, but it does provide heat in the cold weather as well. So great stuff. Okay, so the other thing I've chosen to do is to put this cover on, just a piece of aluminium checker plate, 1 meter wide by I think half a meter deep. Just folded up the edge and used a couple of bulb bits of spare aluminium I had lying around. There's no need, I don't think, but on the other hand, I might as well just keep the rain off, at least while it's still open to let the air flow around it. I also put the silicon sealant around the joints on the pipework to protect it from water ingress and hence frost damage, apparently. Same at the connections to the inside unit as well.